Hello. It is decidedly too dark to be recording right now, but we are recording anyway because we are going to be pressing more flowers. You guys probably saw the flowers that I did of my wedding flowers, and I did that with regular old normal paper books, nothing special. And so this time we are more prepared. I am going to be pressing a funeral spray. I hope the colors are a little crisper and I don't have any mold or rot going on that I unfortunately did with my wedding flowers. So I'm just gonna, walk through a little bit of what we've got. So I got something called blotting paper, and this is what I got. You can find it on Amazon. It's 20 sheets and it was like $10. This paper is extra absorbent so that it actually dries your flowers out properly. And then this is also acid free, which is important when you're doing flowers, because if your paper is made with acid, it can cause your flowers to discolor when they're pressing. So try to get acid free paper, and I'm pretty sure this kind's acid free. I hope so. It should be. I did my research and I was told it was acid free. So, and then you're also going to need cardboard. I literally just cut out some pieces that are roughly the same size. And then the next thing you'll need is a flower press. And I decided to go the DIY route for this instead of buying a flower press. And so this is my flower press. And it's just a plank of wood with wing nuts going down on the screws. And then this is just like 3D printed with like a little hole in the bottom for the wing nuts. And so then that helps you take them off and put them on, which is super nice. So what you'll need is a flower press or really heavy books, paper, ideally blotting paper, cardboard, and obviously you will need flowers. And these ones are, I want to say these flowers are, 3 or 4 days old. So they've had a little bit of life at home, and I'm going to press them before they begin to decay too much. I'm excited. Ooh. The next thing that you want to do for this project is to take some time to assemble some pictures of the top and the sides of how your bouquet or your spray looks like. Maybe you just have regular flowers that you've picked from your garden or something and are pressing those. But if you have a bouquet or a spray that you're preserving for memory purposes, you're going to want to take some pictures so that when you arrange these later, you can make it look at least somewhat similar to the way the actual piece looks. So we're going to do that and take some pictures. Now that we have some pictures of our spray, you're going to need some sharp scissors, shears, whatever is going to cut your flowers cleanly. So I just have a pair of kitchen shears here, and we're just going to go to town on this, removing the blossoms and leaves that we wish to press and preserve. We're just going to get to that now and start chopping. It's been plucked clean. We just plucked out all of them and sorted them all. So now I'm going to get my paper and see how big stuff is, and then I'm going to figure out how much we can put on those pages. So we're going to be starting with roses. I'm just going to quick give you guys some instructions on how to press a rose, and I think I'm going to maybe I'll start with red roses since I have the most of those. So if I muck one up, it'll be one that I have more of. I'm just going to take a sheet. Feels almost like a dryer sheet if you've never felt this stuff before. I wouldn't use a dryer sheet though. Don't do that if you're pressing your flowers. No dryer sheets. I'm going to take a rose. This one will be really big when I spread it out. This one will be a little smaller. Oh, look how gorgeous that is. We'll not do this one first, but we'll probably lay this one flat. I think we'll do this one flat for sure. So what you're going to do is you're going to stick your finger inside the flower and work your way around, loosening up the petals in the flower until you get more towards the center. And you want to just be very gentle and work in a spiral inward. Just trying to open them up, and I'm putting both my fingers in to kind of go like that and separate it out more until we have just like a little bit of a middle like this. So now we got that part there, the center of your rose, and we're just going to go in, down all the way to the base and pinch and wiggle and pinch and wiggle. There. Point your finger and our thumb, do a different side until it comes free, like this. So now we've taken out the middle of our flower, and you can see the center of our rose. or I can see it. I don't know how well you can see it. And I'm gonna actually pull out some more of these center petals so this lays nice and flat when all is said and done. So I'm just going to pull out the really little ones. Pull it out, pull it out. And then I'm just going to kind of separate it out more and see how we're looking. I'm going to pull out these more little ones. That one even got ripped, so definitely want that out of there. This is in the way. Pulling them out. Like so. There we go. I'm pretty happy with this. And now this is the point where we're going to cut this stem off because we can't press it flat with that stem in the way. So I'm going to turn. Ooh, some of the inside little bits are falling out, and we're going to cut this very close to the base. So our issue with stems is a lot of moisture in them, so we definitely want to make sure that we get rid of as much as we can in this circumstance. So I'm going to cut nice and close to the bottom. I'm going to give myself a little bit of room to make sure that I'm not cutting something that is holding the flower together. There we go. It looks like I'm going to flip back over. I'm going to see that all is well on the inside, and then I'm going to put my flower here on my blotting paper, and I'm just going to do my best to try to get this to lay flat. This petal just came right off, so I'm going to toss it to the side. And then older flowers will do better at this than younger flowers, because if your flower is very tight, it's not going to want to lay flat like this. So that's something to consider. And I'm like kind of almost turning them inside out here so that they lay really flat. And I've ripped this petal, but it's a big one, so I'm not going to take it off. And I'm just going to leave the rose like this. This is what our rose looks like when it's all flat. And it looks like I can probably fit about 3 roses on one of these sheets of paper. And so now we're just going to do that with our next flower. We're going to do a profile flower. First, what I'm going to do with the outside of this flower is falling apart. It's old. And there's some blackening on some of these tips from it just decaying. So I'm going to pull off any petals that don't look nice, just on the outside here, that have damage or brown or whatever it is. Like so, until we have this left on our flower. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to run our fingers in, and this one's almost not going to need it. It's so delicate here. This is brown. I'm going to pull this petal off. And then I'm going to make my way in, and I'm going to grab that center again and just yoink that out. Yoink as gently as you can. Ooh. This one might be a little stubborn. I'm going to remove more of the little petals on the inside because we're squishing this flower this way. And the more moisture there is in here, the more likely it is to have mold. Oh, oh dear. We're losing a bunch of our petals. So I'm just going to pull these off. These little ones. There we go. And so my flower just lost a ton of petals. That's okay though, because we're looking at it from this direction. So I'm just going to trim this stem to maybe about here-ish, because I want a little bit of stem. This piece is falling off. And I'm just going to lay that flower there. I'm just going to lay her down. And then I may even here take this petal, or some of the petals that have fallen off, and stick them in to assist, because we've lost so many in the back there. There, that helps. Isn't this one just absolutely picturesque? It is so gorgeous. Like, the camera does somewhat justice. It looks like straight out of Beauty and the Beast. Like, how does that... I'm gonna need to put a picture of the Beauty and the Beast rose on top of this. It looks just like it. Gorgeous. Okay, but aren't these flowers just like absolutely drop dead gorgeous? Like, it looks like something like reminds me of like Little House on the Prairie, or like it literally looks like Belle's dress from Beauty and the Beast. It looks so good. So this is our 4th sheet of paper, and I have one last rose that I'm going to put on the sheet. This rose is a lot stiffer. It's a lot more encouragement to come out of its shell. Reminded me of Bowser in the Mario movie. Okay, so now we're just going to do these daisies by trimming them all the way up to here and then sticking them on the paper, and then make sure that we clean them up. There's no petals laying across the center or ugly ones underneath. So at this point, we are moving on to page 5. Our roses are done, which are taking up the majority of the space. And next, we're gonna move on to these ones. So I'm gonna pull out the best ones. I'll probably save some of the greenery. And then also going to trim these and lay some of these flat as well. Okay, now for number 6. So far, this project, since sitting down and then started recording, has taken 45 minutes. Can you believe that? We're at 3/4 of an hour mark already. Hello, hello. It has been about 3 weeks in the press now, and I was just opening up my flowers and I'm taking a quick peek, and some of the flowers are beginning to mold, but a lot of them are feeling dry. Pressed flowers, they should feel dry and brittle. Mine are not feeling brittle yet, so I'm wondering, or I'm thinking to be taking them out of the press and then just letting them air dry so that they air out faster, because I actually have a frame coming for them tomorrow, so I'm anxious to get them out of the press and to see them and to have them laid out and all ready. So I'm going to grab some sheet pans I'm going to take you with as I disassemble the press. Layer number 1 is backward, and you can see like this is part of what's concerning me. So you can see this is yellowing a little bit, and I'd hate for these to start to rot. They've been in here for like 3 weeks. We're gonna let them air dry for a little bit, I think is what we're gonna do. Yeah, because you can see like little blooms on this one more too, where it looks like it might have bad damage if I leave it in there any longer. Oh my goodness. Look how yellow and gorgeous those are. Okay. Look how yellow. Oh my gosh. Look how little material there is there, like. Also something to note, like if you guys ever press your own flowers, is to be super careful about tightening your press a lot, because you have cardboard in between the layers to prevent your flowers where they're thicker, such as this rose here. Because obviously that stem is quite thick there and it's been squished, but these thick stems will press into your paper and your other flowers and make dents. So that's why we put cardboard in between, to shelter the flowers underneath from that damage. When you press it too hard though, you can get the ridges, because you know how cardboard has those ridges. I'll just show you on the sheet. This flower right here particularly has just a little bit of damage. And this is the rose that was beginning to rot that came to my attention, which is why I'm taking them out now rather than waiting any more time. Also, isn't like the difference crazy here? How yellow this petal got and how white that petal stayed. Like, I don't understand why they're like that. You can also really see the cardboard damage on this one. Also, I was told the petals would stick together, and these two were dried like this. And there's a little damage on this petal, but like they're not sticking for me. And see this. This is where the rot is. So you can see how this used to be a red flower, and it has a little bit of like yellowing and orange on it, and you can see this white stuff. And from my perspective, there's like some bubbles here near the stem in this area, which caused rot, and you can see it on the paper too. This is what we're concerned about, what we don't want. And there's just so much moisture in this area with all the petals converging and the stem that it's just really hard. Like I can still feel quite a bit of moisture on here. So I'm hoping that this will dry out properly. Buddy was a problem. So maybe next time I'm going to remove more of the petals on the inside to create less of a density, so there's less likely to be rotting and mold. And so here you can also see there's a bit of damage here, probably mold, especially on this one. But I think there's rotting going on here. Oh, see, this is a problem. Like whole centers of my flowers, my wedding flowers rotted out like this, but just way more intense to the point where this was just gone and absolutely just stuck to the paper. That's a rotting one, and that's a good one. So and that one turned out beautifully. Oh, there is a bit of rot, but it's not too bad. Stick it back in there like nothing happened. There's a little bit of mold here too. I'm really struggling with these roses. Looks like this one got away with it. This one doesn't have rot. Oh my goodness! Oh, isn't that one just perfect? Wow, wow, wow. I hope this one turned out as good as that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh, absolutely stunning. Okay, I'm very happy with those. Now just to clean up and dry out my paper and store this for the next time.
Do ba 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 do 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 a boo ba do ba do boo ba do a do ba do ba do a do ba do ba do 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 a do ba do ba do a do ba do ba do ba do ba do a do ba do ba do a do ba do ba do ba do. A do ba do ba do, do ba do ba do. A do 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 do, a do ba do ba do, a do ba do.
I just finished putting these in the frame, and they look so good. I'm so pleased with how these turned out. The color preservation with the better press this time did amazing. And this one's reversible because I had extra daisies, so I put them on both sides for both of these. And then this one's not reversible, but this is the main piece. So I did this one as the main display, and then these were with extra flowers. And I actually still have some more, but they're not going to get used, and that's okay. But I'm really happy with how they turned out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you later.